My dear colleagues, we have managed to graduate the class of 2020 and 2021 in the face of a global pandemic. In the past year, when everything turned upside down, you rose up to the occasion and you did whatever was necessary, be it modifying the curriculum, staying the extra hours, teaching the extra content, to make sure that our students get the experiences they signed up for. What you do matters and makes a huge difference in the profession and on the communities that rely on us to serve them.
All of you did your best to reach out and touch somebody's life. I will always be grateful because of the way you went above and beyond the call of duty. You spent countless hours here at the school to try to figure out how you can make this environment safer in return for the student coming back to deliver care for our patient. Those hours that you spent here, I never, ever will be able to thank you enough. And I know that your services are superb and unmatched.
The one thing that we can always expect is change. But the one thing I never anticipated was, as a pathologist, that I would be here during a pandemic that resembled the 1918 Spanish flu that I studied as a graduate student. And the faculty had to respond essentially overnight from small group learning, which we're famous for in problem-based learning, to online activities, and discover whole new ways of interacting with students. We went from 0 to full speed ahead in about 3 weeks, and they were spectacular.
We were able to set new standards and new standards for teaching, new techniques for teaching online and remotely. But we also create guidelines for how can we examine the students and make sure they gather the knowledge and they retain the knowledge that we provide to them. At the same time, a group of our faculty was working very hard to reopen the school. And the minute we were able to come back to see emergency patients, I received numerous calls of our faculty just asking, what can I do to help? I want to be there. Even though at that time we didn't know much about the pandemic and the effects of the virus, but they were there, they were ready, and they were eager to help in some way.
All of you tried to help as much as you could within the limitation. You volunteered to take care of many tasks and assignments. You had to shift the way you teach in a very quick way, and you did it admirably. So I thank you very much from the bottom of my heart.
Words just can't express the gratitude that I have, because when I think about when everyone first started, no one knew that we were going to ever be here. But the fact that we are here, and knowing the individuals that I know, and the dedication, the loyalty, the desire to see the students and the residents through their curriculum, I'm just proud of you. I am happy to know you, and I'm just glad that you stay committed to what you committed to when you actually filled out those appointment packets years ago.
COVID-19's arrival brought unprecedented times to Ostrow, challenging the ways students learn, impacting research, the ways faculty teach, and clinicians practice. Despite a fluid, fast-changing public health situation, the faculty remained steadfast in their mission to educate, to continue conducting cutting-edge research, and to provide innovative patient care.
We teach a dissection class to our dental students, and when the pandemic started, obviously we couldn't go into the laboratory to do our regular dissection work anymore. And so very quickly, our faculty members actually went in there and filmed the whole process, and then continue to develop the course content, the people have really worked very, very hard to continue to deliver the content in our dental education for our students.
An example of how our faculty has risen up is we had to change our board that we gave our students this year to a mannequin as opposed to live patients, which we haven't done. Our faculty simulated that lab in a short period of time and gave mock exams and made the typodots. They went way beyond in helping our students achieve and be able to be prepared for this exam. It's pretty amazing what they've done and the energy they provided to make that happen.
It's hard to isolate just any one faculty or event to exemplify how my faculty go above and beyond to provide residents with an excellent experience. I can honestly say that all my faculty continually go the extra mile for the residents. They arrive early, work through lunch, they stay late.
You should all be very proud of yourselves about what you have been able to accomplish, and I could personally never have asked for more caring, compassionate, understanding faculty.
Your positivity and encouragement, especially during the pandemic, gave us all the strength that we needed to take the next steps towards our goal of becoming dentists. You are truly a role model, both in dentistry and in life.
During the 6 months that we had to learn virtually, you did not hesitate to set up extra Zoom meetings to meet with us and extra classes so that we could continue to learn. Everything that we know is because of what you taught us. So thank you.
The area that I've been most involved in this pandemic has been with the task force for reopening the school. The entire group stepped up to the plate and provided guidance. We were getting emails and calls at any hour of the day, reviewing documents, and everybody again showed their best to make the process move forward and achieve the goals that were to reopen the school.
We went through vigorous trainings in order to come back onto campus. We learned how to properly don and doff the PPE, so we learned a few technical terms about our attire, and I think everyone was very cautious. It was good to see that everyone was cautious and looking out for everyone. You know, we made sure that you were covered and you had the right PPE on. I call it the protective period. We really took care of each other, so I'm proud of that.
We're used to, universal precautions and PPE, but the whole N95, and then, we had to come in and be fit testing. And then if they didn't have any more of those masks, you had to come in and fit test again for another type of mask. And so each of us may have done multiple fit tests and then had to come in and wear that entire garb and don and doff that PPE and still trying to communicate, speak through the single or double layer N95 masks and teach and somehow be understood by the students and our patients. And we figured that out with the loud HEPA filter next to us and things like that. So there was just a lot of challenges that I think we were able to overcome.
Due to our not being able to use all of our chairs and needing to use additional personal protective equipment, the faculty really found themselves constantly adapting to new clinical layouts and teach students over great distance within the clinic.
We went from total shutdown in our community sites to bit by bit learning how to do things differently. But we got there. We learned how to teach our students in Zoom meetings, how to see our patients through telehealth conferencing. So you adapted and not only survived, but thrived, as did our students and our patients. So great job.
Instead of teaching one course once, they've had to teach it 3 to 4 times because of the distancing needs for our students. You're serious educators and you didn't let the pandemic get in the way. You have adapted and you have sacrifice your time and your efforts to make things better for the students. And I think as educators, I haven't had a better team. And to that, I'm very, very proud of you. And to that, I give you my respect.
You've been staying overtime for us. You've been skipping meals. You've been there through the good times and the bad times. We've leaned on you during this hard time. I love you so much. I know you care about us, and you always go above and beyond for us.
Not only the students are lucky to have you here, but we as colleagues learn every day from your practices and your insightful knowledge. I have a lot of gratitude for your service and dedication.
In a way, we truly got to be present to who each of us is and to each other's humanness and all that we're dealing with, and that we're all in all of this together.
What I've learned from this experience is that how lucky we are to know each other, how lucky we are that we are here for one another, how lucky we are that we came out stronger than before as this pandemic has tested our resolve.
I will forever cherish and remember the moments I've spent together with some of my colleagues when we opened up the emergency services. It was all but chaos outside, and there was just no knowledge what is dangerous, what is safe, what needs to be done. But when we looked at patients that were in pain, that had discomfort, we knew that it was our obligation to take care of them. It formed this unique camaraderie, this sense of pride, of belonging. This is something that I will personally carry with me forever, because each and every one of those faculty members and the staff that were there to assist us and help us made a huge difference in my life. I think I'm a better person after interacting with them. It is as simple as that.
I know a lot of us, myself and a lot of the other faculty, were probably scared. We were scared to be in an environment with patients and aerosols and students that are younger than us that, you know, may not worry so much if they get it or not, but we as faculty, maybe a little older, we're worried that we would get COVID. So there were so many challenges, and there was a lot of fear. So just thank you for overcoming that fear and for just being strong and showing up and doing what you do. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure the students do too.
To all of you, for putting your own safety at risk, to be there for our students and help them to help the patient, I will always remain grateful. Thank you for all your hard work. Thank you for your selflessness. And most importantly, thank you for the privilege of serving you as the Associate Dean.
Every faculty member labored under intense pressures from themselves and their families and their needs, and then also needing to reach out and do what they understand their mission is, what they're called here to do. We had several students who got COVID. Family got COVID. People were being buried, and people were missing classes, and we had to figure out ways to make sure that those students didn't fall behind because of the pandemic. The pressure of the events that influenced them and kept them out of even video conferencing classrooms had to be overcome. And again, the faculty rose to the occasion, and they were teaching 2 or 3 times more because they had to go back over 2 or 3 times with different members of the group to make sure that there was a cohesive union among them.
A true inspiration of what we can do when we're faced with challenges.
When I think of the Ostrow faculty, I am amazed every day by their dedication to us students and the patients. Thank you for always spending the extra time with us in clinic. Even though it was 6 p.m. or 10 p.m., you stayed just to ensure that we would get the most out of our education.
I wanted to thank you so much for doing everything to help teach us how to do dentistry, as well as why we do certain things in dentistry. I also want to thank you for being an exemplary role model in how to treat a patient, and also in putting as much attention to detail in your work as you can always.
What inspired me throughout the pandemic to continue to log on to Zoom and be present was reminding myself that the faculty wouldn't just be logging on for my 2-hour session, but they'd be repeating the same session 4 or more times just so me and my classmates could benefit from small group learning. And for that, I am extremely thankful.
The pandemic changed everything, but you get this strength. you know, because you know you have to keep going. It can't stop you. It didn't stop us. I am very proud of the faculty and how they kept pushing through this.
I cannot thank enough the faculty of Ostrow for putting everything together and helping out with this new format. Most of us that have gray hairs are not Zoom people. We are in-person people. So I think everybody stepped up to the plate and ran with it. And I cannot thank the faculty enough for that.
Thank you so much for helping us keep this school running. We couldn't have done it without you.
We are so proud of what faculty has accomplished despite the challenges during this pandemic year. Working together as a group, we have developed innovative ways for teaching, research, and patient care. I wanted to really thank each one of you individually and all of you collectively for all of the hard work and dedication.
I would like to thank each single one of you that has been extremely resilient, that has been here anytime we needed, and taking good care of your students, your colleagues, and also our patients. Thank you.
I'd like to thank each of you for the many contributions that you've made over a year of extenuating circumstances. The sacrifices you made, the way that you bonded with students, the way that you bonded with one another to make sure that the tasks ahead of us were done and done with excellence.
I really have the utmost gratitude for each and every one of you for really persevering and getting us through something that we didn't think we really could, especially in dentistry, with such a hands-on profession. So thank you on behalf of all the students. We really, really appreciate you.
Despite the pandemic, with all your resilience and perseverance, you have shown us the true character of the Herman Ostrow community. As always, be proud and fight on. Thank you.
Thank you for who you are and for the space that you create for us colleagues, for each other, and for our students.
I never imagined that I could really be with individuals that are just so inspirational, team players. It's been an amazing journey for me. I want to thank you for enriching my life and my heart in so many ways.
I have learned that we really have that Trojan family where we are all concerned and we care about each other. The resilience that we have, the adaptability that we have been able to overcome this pandemic together.
If I struggle every year to thank you for all the hard work that you do, I am this year in complete loss of words. You have stepped up during a global pandemic and carried the role of a mentor, a leader, and you did that selflessly day in, day out. And for that, I am forever grateful.
I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for us. And if I ever become faculty, I'll use you as my role model.